Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today we have a very interesting episode. It's all about understanding how do we make decisions when we are at the crossroads of life. You know, this is when we have so much to lose, so much to gain. We just can't figure out which direction to take our lives in. And with us, we have a fantastic guest who's going to talk to us about this. So join me in welcoming Sagar to the Habit Coach podcast. Sagar, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here, and I'm super excited to be on the show.
Me too. Such a pleasure to have you. I'm so happy that we met and we connected about this.
Absolutely. I mean, things happen when you meet like-minded people in the conferences, so yeah.
Absolutely. And crossroads and all of these kinds of roads take place. Sagar,
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Your crossroads story and the books and all of the stuff that you're doing started with an inciting incident in your life, right?
Absolutely.
Take us through
Absolutely. Before that, I would say every one of us has an amazing, amazing power within all of us. And it only comes out, when you're in a problem or when you're in the crossroads. So if you're getting a problem, be happy that you're going to fly high.
It's a good thing.
It's a
Problems
absolutely
are good things.
thing. Yeah. So that's where the first thing I tell to everyone that I meet is stress is beneficial. Change your perspective.
Lovely.
So the incident that we're talking about was right here in Mumbai. So born and brought up here, lived in Kandivali. And as we know, chawls or slums, whichever word you put it through, and enjoyed living there because, you get to see so many people. I also get to see what's cooking next door. I can smell that. And
Everyone lives together. What is life like in a chawl?
beautiful. And it's absolutely exciting is because we had almost 30 houses in one side and 30 on the other side. And I can actually see through the other houses. We play between the gully that we have. And of course, the view is a beautiful Nala that is right besides us. But at the same time, everyone is so warm that you don't have to go right to your home to drink water. You can just barge in anyone's house. Food, if you like someone else's house, go in, have it, have fun. You can actually go for a sleepover without even asking. So that's how life is there. People are absolutely open. And that's where they say that when you actually don't have anything to lose, you have everything else to give.
Amazing. So everything to give. Like when we live in buildings, nobody knows who's on which floor.
You don't even
of
know
the
your
building.
neighbor.
No idea who the neighbor is.
But my Parosis would know not only me, my aunt, my sisters, my relatives, and everyone who comes in my house. And that's how warm things are. Sometimes you feel you need privacy. Well, you get balance of both. And
Does privacy exist as a concept there?
it does sometimes when you actually are there or when there's a fight between two people in the colony and then there's absolutely pin drop silence. But that is just for a moment. So that's how living in Chawl is. It's absolutely awesome and experience worth having. And I have zero regrets on doing that. Even today, tell me, go back, I'm okay and absolutely no problem.
And what were the downsides?
The downside was you live with people who have a different mindset. I can tell you an incident. In Chawls, you have those roofs. We kids, we climb on the roofs, we do all the mastis normal time, not in the monsoon. I actually found a big mini kind of sword or a big knife and I carried it back to my home, not knowing that it was one of the goons. I was, 5.5? My mother freaked out. And I was like, Mommy, see, so much big, let's cut vegetables with that. She knows what it is exactly. I was not aware.
It's not for cutting vegetables, it's for cutting human beings.
So that is a flip side. And the way she tackled me, the way she explained it to me, the way she convinced me that it's not for the good thing without telling me the bad side of it, I think that is what made the difference in our culture, our mindset, or whatever I am today. Because there were 700 families, not everybody's out of there.
Right. You're a coach right now, obviously. So,
God
when you
bless.
look back to that time, before coming to your story, because I'm finding this fascinating, what is the mindset? So, there would be an overarching mindset, right? Like we talk about limiting beliefs, we talk about different kinds of things as coaches. What was the predominant mindset there that needed tweaking or that needed a shift?
The only mindset I had was I was embarrassed to bring my friends. So I had absolutely zero friends at my house from outside. So colony, chawls, wo sare friends, they are absolutely okay. School friends, I was going to St. Anne's High School, which is in Orlem, Malad. I never was able to bring any of my friends at my home. Never did a party. Never invited anyone because I was afraid that the minute they know that I'm living in this locality, they would stop talking to me.
So it was almost like a different person there and a different person
Completely.
here.
So if I used to go to the school, I had, cycle. That was a different incident again. That I actually took a cycle for just show one day to show it off to my friends and then got a slap from my mom. That's a different story. Again, going the thin line, across the thin line. But cycle, neatly dressed, iron clothes, spanking clean shoes, used to be a good boy, and living here. So that was my limiting belief, that I was afraid that if I call them, I'll lose them.
Lose them. Very powerful. Okay, so then you stayed in a chawl. What happened then?
The day was 26 July 2005, and I'm sure every single Mumbaiker listening this, or everyone listening globally also, if they Google it, that was the most horrendous and the most, I would say, a flood that shook everyone, because Mumbai floods is not a regular story. Like Mumbai mein, when light goes out or light jana is like, light gaya, oh, there's no power. Oh, wow, it's not to be seen, but outside it's normal. Same way is with floods. We never faced it, we never saw it, and the lifeline of the Mumbai train keeps running. 26 July 2005, water started rising. The rainfall was high. There was a high tide. They said there was some, I don't remember the details, but cloudburst, or they say the moon was very close to the earth, which was pulling up the water and causing a little high tide. So the water started rising in the house 2 feet, 3 feet, and mom went on the table, putting everything aside, putting everything on the top just to save everything. My TV went on the cupboard. So it went up, 4.5 feet, and she is 5'2". At that point, my mother and younger brother said, let's move out or we get killed. At that moment, she remembered, oh, passbook, bank papers, everything is on the top. How do I do? What do I do? My brother is like, chalo, let's move out, or else, it's like you're getting killed. Went out in the locality. Just next door, there's a building. And normally buildings, what they do, they build up a huge wall, not to see the slums or the houses. So they had a 10, 11 feet wall. That day, that's real Mumbai. Everyone came down. They put ladders, put up a human chain, pulled up everyone from there. And I remember Jinali or Jinal, 10 to 15 families were fitting into her house. Now, houses in Mumbai are not that big. 180 square feet, 200 square feet, and the world ends there.
Correct.
Living room, bedroom.
Everything's there.
So we were like 10, 15 families literally cramping in there. And everybody in the building was supporting. So the floods covered the whole of the house till the roof. I mean, I would have half a feet or 1 feet. But in that, it's only the ceiling fan or the other thing.
The lights that survived.
Yeah. And the next day when we opened the doors, first of all, I was in the factory, not allowed to move out because the trains were stopped. Floods were everywhere, manholes.
So you weren't home at this point of time?
I wasn't home. My father wasn't home. We both were at workplaces. So I'd completed my engineering just 2 months before and was in for the work, had stayed there for the work. And my manager didn't allow me, saying it's risky to go back home. Stay put. Phone lines gone down. I did not have a mobile phone, of course. I was just surviving. So my manager had the mobile phone. He called up my mom and informed her that, he's safe. That also after too many calls, trying to find which home mom is. And next day when we open it, there's nothing in the house.
Everything's gone. Flooded.
Either everything is gone, like literally cylinders, fridge, whatever we had, gone. Beds had become 150 kgs because a 15 kg bed, which you have it with the cotton, the old style, which you have the white one, filled with water, slug, mud. So throw it out. And we had 10 inches of sludge in our house, which was from the nala, which is, I don't know what it contained, but yeah, it was absolutely stinky. That is the turning point when I decided that if I live like this, I'll die like this, and this is not the life that I want for me or my parents. I was broken, shattered. Mom saw it, and she came to me and she said, "We are alive." I was like, "So what? We are alive. There are so many people who are dead. Listen to me, Sagar." I was like, "Mummy, gaya, sab kuch gaya." So it's like, "Theek hai." And then she said one sentence: "Nature has everything in abundance. Learn to channelize it. You've lost something? Fine. There's so much more. Channelize it, get it. If you think you've lost everything, it's the time to restart." It's like, how can she talk like this? Because my father used to struggle 3,500 rupees a month salary. mom doing tuitions, and the house was running. And I was like, she's lost everything and she's standing there and giving me pravachan. I was like, okay, bolo. That is the day when I decided, okay, nahi, kuch to karna padega. And that is the day, was a turning point in my life where I decided I'm going to go London. I'll do my masters. I'll earn there. London again, because earning in pounds, sending in pounds would make, a difference of 90 rupees. And I became a laughing stock in my family, where people are like, you don't have food to eat, you don't have house to live, and
you want to go to
London.
London.
Ko London jana hai. So yeah, let's go to London.
Big Ben se milna hai.
But yeah, that was a turning point in my life. And I believe if the floods wouldn't have come in my house, I wouldn't have taken that decision. I would have lived something else. So thanks to the floods, thanks to that adversity, I got an opportunity.
So you're talking about Crossroads, right? Like, what is the funda of Crossroads, and how do Crossroads come in our lives? What is it that we need to do when they do?
So we all end up at a crossroads every single time in our lives. Some people face it regularly. Some people face it once in a decade. Some people face it just once in a lifetime. A crossroad is a point where you have to take a decision which will impact your loved ones, the people around you, your own life, everything. That one decision is going to change the complete situation for people around you, for people with you, and the people that are going to be with you in future. Now, that is something that causes jitters in people's feet. You get cold feet. And that is crossroads. Not just taking a decision of doing this or that. Even getting married is not a crossroad, because everybody does that. But a crossroad is when you have a one-way ticket in your pocket. You have 18,000 rupees. You're going to London with a loan from someone. You don't know how you're going to repay it. And that decision makes a crossroads, is because you're already in debt and you're increasing the debt. You don't know what's the way back. That's a crossroad. Somebody, doing everything or creating a business, the business falls down because of some partnership, some legal issues, and everything just goes down. And that guy, again, standing up and doing something back on, that's a crossroads.
So crossroads are dramatic decisions that you have to make which will change everything.
Dramatic.
So it's not like I have to do engineering or taking arts.
No, that's not a crossroads. That's a choice. There's a big difference between a crossroads and a choice, is because crossroads changes or brings the paradigm shift. Choices are, okay, you do this or that, you can still go and do an engineering again if you think arts is not working in 1 year. But when you have taken a decision on a crossroad, coming back means, creating one more devastating incident of what you've taken. So taking decision at the crossroads is very crucial, and understanding that point is crucial. Another hint that I can give is, when you're at the crossroads, nobody will take a decision for you. It's you that has to take a call. It's you that has to say, I am going to do this. People will support you, fine. Nobody will decide it for you. And if somebody else is deciding it for you, you're not at the crossroads.
You're their crossroads. They are the ones who are making the changes for you.
Absolutely.
How do we make this? What do we do in crossroads?
Understand, what are you deciding for? What are you trying to work for? I'll come back to my situation because it's easy for me to relate it to the listeners. So I would say I was at the crossroads at that time because the purpose for me was to change the life of my parents, my family, by the way I can do it. So I could have chosen to continue the job that I was doing in Mumbai and the life was good. Or stop the earning. Like, imagine mom doing tuitions, earning 8K a month, dad working and being a middleman, selling cloth merchant, earning 3,500 a month. And at that point of time, doing OTs, I was earning 12,500 a month. Stopping that, taking a decision to spend more for next 2 years, going to London, not knowing what's going to come back, that is a crossroad when you are actually, stopping everything that you have and you're planning to do something else.
So how do you make decisions at that point?
Clarity and your support system. Two things. Support system to back you if things go wrong, because I'm not saying everything is going to go, great when you take a decision at the crossroads. Sometimes it's okay, you have to come back. Remember that you have a support system built, so that's one. Second is clarity. Clarity about who you are, what are your strengths, what is your willpower. And the last is, why are you doing this? Why are you taking the decision? Because when you go forward, You will have every single step you will feel, can I go back? Let me go back. Let me go back.
It was so much easier there. Why am I here?
So when you know your purpose, like Simon Sinek says, know your why, you need to have clarity about why are you taking that decision? What is the change that you want in your life? And if that is going to drive you, nothing stops you. So have clarity and build your support system. I would say these are the two main pillars. There would be multiple examples or multiple pillars. These are the two things that I feel are really good to take a decision.
So you have clarity, you have support system, and then you have your why. These are in broadly these three things. Now,
clarity gives you why. So
the clarity will give you the why. Okay, fine. So why is part of our clarity. Many people at these points of times are driven by fear, right? And fear makes you not make a decision, or fear makes you make poor decisions. How do you overcome this fear?
Again, I'll come back to the same 2 points. You have a fear of what? What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I'm not able to achieve that thing? What if I will not succeed? Or what if it will not be in my favor? Now, all these what's if are answered by a simple thing, support system. If there is someone as a support system, you know that there is someone at the back encouraging you, pushing you, making you go ahead, and you have clarity of your purpose, why would anything stop you? There would be no fear. Like today, I have absolute no fear because during those times, I spent almost 40 days literally on roads, living on the elms of everyone who gave anything to us, and we spent the time there. So today, no matter what I do, no matter what I've earned, I have no fear, is because us 40 din ke baad, usse niche is only khabar, which means a grave. I don't have to fear for anything else. So what is the worst that can happen? Nothing else. The day you have that kind of clarity, there's nothing that you have to fear about. You only have fear to lose something that you've got in this world, you've earned in this world. Is it something that you cannot earn back? Is it something that you cannot get back? Everything you can get back except for life. So if you're not having a fear of your own life and you know that you're doing it for them, who else will stop you?
Excellent. So what is the worst that could happen?
Think about the worst.
Create your support system and then make peace with it. Correct? That's the best way of thinking about the fear that comes into it.
Absolutely. Like here, let me give you an example. What's the worst that can go wrong today? The power can go off. Whatever we are talking will not get recorded, or the podcast will go blank. That's it. We'll create it again. Big deal. But if you have that fear, you'll always be in the stress, checking it. It's working. It's fine. Makes no sense. Why have fear?
Correct. So it is all about checking worst case scenario, dealing with it.
Deal with it and go on.
What are other aspects in life when crossroads take place? So this was one. What are the other kinds of crossroads that typically people go through?
I feel when there's a career shift or a country shift, when people make it, like they're married, they've got children, they've got a settled thing, and then they have to think of moving out of a family for a bigger decision or a bigger change. Now, the change is because of one person's professional life, but everything changes for the whole family. Now, that is a crossroads where people have to struggle, because I have few clients, few people that I coached, and they wanted to go out of the country, 38 years of age, kids studying here, took 6 months of calculated risk, went there, didn't work out, came back. But that decision he took 2 years to take that decision. And I told him, you would have taken it 2 years ago. It would have been faster, easier. You've learned and come back. But he invested 2 years of his life thinking, should I? I should not. So I say, when you're at the crossroads, it's better to take decisions quickly, see the consequences, decide the consequences, and do it. So that's one thing that people can be at the crossroads.
So the longer you wait at the crossroads, the worse it gets.
It gets worse because you're losing time, you're losing energy. Time and energy stand for no one. Money comes back. Emotions can always be up and down. But time and energy...
So you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time. Might as well make a decision quickly. Fail fast, or come back, or succeed. Who knows what will happen.
Exactly. So that's one. The other area is when they have to take a decisions about, survival. Like a family person or a relative is at the hospital. The doctor says they're vegetable. Either you plug out the support system, let them go peacefully, or we let them live and hope that they'll survive. That is a point when you have to take calculated risk. You have to have clarity that what's their age? What are they going to do? even if I do this, or even if they survive, what are the things that can happen? Take a decision, move on. That doesn't mean that you're doing a crime, that you're doing a sin. So those are the decisions, those are the major points where people face crossroads. Third is you're getting robbed or you're getting cheated. Like, you have a startup and everything goes blank. Then you become at a crossroads and you think, I'll take away my life because I'm done with it. Or think of another option. These are major things that brings you at a crossroads.
I was talking to somebody on Instagram the other day. So he was messaged saying that, I have a huge loan that I cannot repay. And I'm thinking of taking my life. Right? Now, this person probably, like you were saying, is at a crossroads of some form.
Yes.
Right? What are the things that you would tell this person to do in terms of, moving ahead?
Few things. A, I would ask him, what is the amount that you have as a loan? How many people have given you that money? Third, go meet them, talk to them, explain them everything. Fourth, commit to them that no matter what happens in my life, how much delay that can happen, I will repay every single penny to you, and say it with commitment. Have the intention, because it's not what matters what you speak, it's the intent with what you speak, because people absorb the energy, people feel that energy. And if his intentions are true and if his intentions are right, people will understand. Even if there are worst loan givers, they would understand it, because they know there are two options. Either you take a commitment and I'll give you a loan maybe after 5, 10, 15 years, or I kill myself tomorrow and you get nothing.
And never get the money back.
Right. So when you put that thing on the table to an investor and say, this is what I have,
this is the way to deal with it.
So again, the worst case scenario, I kill myself. The second best scenario is, no matter what I do, I will work, I'll take a job, I'll do anything that I have. Because as an entrepreneur, I'm sure he has some amazing skills. As an entrepreneur, I'm sure he has some amazing uniqueness that he brings on the table. You might never know, or you never know, that investor would have other startups which needs his uniqueness, and he can come in as a mentor, as a consultant.
You said something so interesting that as an entrepreneur, you'd have this uniqueness, this drive, this something or the other. There are many people sitting at home right now, no job, no nothing, listening to this. And they're saying that, now what do I do? I'm loser. I've not done anything in my life. He's talking about crossroads. What crossroads? How will I make a decision in this? How would they take a first step?
That's a great question, Doctor. The first thing I would say is, have you seen a person in a party sitting at the corner, absolutely sad, grim face, and just drinking? How many people would approach him?
Nothing. Nobody.
Maybe one, a very, very dear friend. What happened? Why are you so sad? And he'd say, just leave me alone. People would go away. And the other side, you would have Ranveer Singh, who's full of energy and he's just jumping and playing. Everybody would be like, what is he doing? Yeah, let's party with him. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're at your home, the first thing that you should feel, close your eyes and be grateful that you have a home to live. There are so many people who don't have a home. Then, if you have a sofa, if you have a TV, and if you're watching Netflix, and if you have an AC, bless yourself, you still are happy about it.
They have luxuries.
Now is the time when they should start thinking, okay, I am happy, I'm positive, and that will change their perspective. Because if you wear red glasses, everything will be red. Everything will be negative. Change your glasses, put on green, put on blue, put on yellow. You will see different colors. So that's what they need to do first. Second, I'm sure at least they would have 5 friends that they can call upon. Right. Pull out your mobile phone, call those 5 friends. Ask them if you can help them in anything that they are stuck in. Help them, serve them. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about what you want to do. Don't worry about what you want to gain out of it. Just be service. Serve them. Then you talk to few people that you know who are in the industry that you would have worked earlier, or who are somewhere or the other related, or for now, like I coach people on LinkedIn as well. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Ask them how you can be of service. That will put you on a mode of creative thinking. That will put you on a mode of doing something. Slowly, as you're doing that, you will start connecting the dots. You will start creating an aura. You will start creating vibrations which will attract the right energy that wants you to work with them. And that's the easiest way out. So first is think positive, be happy that you have a home, you have food, you have parents. If you don't have parents, at least you have a home. If you don't have a home, at least you're sitting somewhere, you're sitting in a rented place. Be positive that you're sitting somewhere. Anything that is positive, find one positive thing and multiply it. It's the easiest thing to do.
So you first get the positivity flowing in you. Then you see how you can be of service to somebody else. Then you start taking action of some sort.
Some sort.
And the fact that you're taking action of some sort, it will magnify into something for you.
It will attract the right energies to you. Because I completely believe on energy. The energy that you throw out comes back to you. If you keep throwing out negative, I'm not good, I'm not good, I'm not good, I'm not good, fine, you're not good. Even if you're not good and you say, I can help them, don't worry, go down to the society office, help the secretary to do some paperwork, that's fine. Do something. That's it.
Amazing. So tying it all back together, the things that I've learned from this primarily are, firstly, don't fear the crossroads. The crossroads are only an opportunity to grow in some format or the other.
Always an opportunity.
Always an opportunity. Either you'll fail and learn, or you'll make something to do that will take place. But you'll never be stuck in the same place.
Absolutely.
Right? You'll at least be moving in some direction. Then the second aspect is think about creating a support system, because I think that is important. Even in this particular last point that you said, creating a support system, making sure that you have friends that you can reach out to and ask, can I do something for you, is essential. When do people in your, people who you coach stumble at this point of the crossroads? Are there 2-3 mistakes that people make that we can, help the listeners with as a way of, tying everything together and ending the podcast?
Yeah, sure. Most of the time, they have a fear to dial that number. They have the fear to talk to that person, because so many times I've come to the point where you say, how can I call them? How can I even do that? What will he think about? I had to actually tell him, fine, give me the number. Let's do a conference call. I'll speak. You just be there. And immediately the friend says, hey, I've been looking for someone who can help me, with someone I can trust, someone I can give that thing. Will you do it for me? And then the ice is broken. So they have that fear of dialing that number. I remember days earlier where we used to have the dial phone and you have to actually dial it. Today, we are just at the click of a button. Forget button, smartphones. Call this guy and it will call. Even that we can't do. Why? Because we just don't want to put our guards down. We don't want to show our real self that, hey, I am broken. Fine, just go on.
Right.
That's one. And the second one, I think they wait. I don't know what they wait for, but they wait that somebody else will take decision for them. It doesn't happen. If you want it, you have to take a decision. You have to shout. You have to call. Like we say in our Hindu thing, you don't cry. Even the mother doesn't feed you. Right? So you have to shout. You have to say, I need help. And those are the two things. I mean, both are related, very much related. But don't wait. And when you've taken a decision, go and just open up. Share that, this is a problem. I'm in a problem and I need help.
Lovely. So make that phone call. And the second is, don't dilly-dally. Take your own decisions. Don't allow somebody else to take the decision for you.
That's the most important thing.
Fantastic. Sagar, how can people get in touch with you? How can people continue this conversation with you?
Okay, not to be again show off, but just Google Sagar Amlani. And I've been able to say this today is because again goes to my bhabhi. 15 years ago, she said me, work that much that you don't have to introduce yourself. People Google your name and they should be able to find you.
Lovely.
And I've stick to that word of her. But anyways, they can always go on to sagaramlani.com. LinkedIn, go on to Sagar Amlani, or just type Sagar Amlani on Google and the first link will be me, and I'm always available. There's nothing that is reserved. My address is available on LinkedIn. My phone number is available on LinkedIn and my email address. And the reason why I do that is not that because I want to be not available for people. I want to be available for as many as I can because I have faced it. I don't want you to face it.
Lovely, lovely. You'll have 35 people landing up at your doorstep right now.
Most welcome.
Amazing. Sagar, thank you so much for being on the Habit Coach podcast. I'm very looking
much.
forward to our second conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.